The movie kicks off with this tough cop called the Man. He's got a nickname because, well, he's a cop that means business. So, he's got this group of bad guys from a drug gang trapped in his car's trunk. He blows up the car to show he's not messing around. He then snags a bag full of $2 million from those bad guys. Now, here's where things get intense. The Man isn't in great shape. He's got some injuries, but he's not giving up. He starts trudging through this empty land, heading for the closest town. His goal? Get some medical help for his wounds and gulp down water, because he's really thirsty after all that walking. Finally, after a lot of walking, he spots 3 dudes with a big jug of water, but one of these guys is being mean to a poor dog. The Man isn't cool with that, so he tries to stop the guy. But these 3 don't listen. They challenge the Man to a fight. No sweat, though. The Man's a tough cookie. He takes them all on, even though they're teaming up against him. He shows them who's boss and wins the fight. But the water jug he wanted so bad spills during the fight. Total letdown. He's pretty bummed out about it. The Man's not giving up. He frees the dog from the jerks and keeps on moving. He's walking, and the dog's right there with him, like a trusty sidekick. And off they go, continuing their journey together. So, the Man makes his way to this little town called El Fronteras, where people live. While he's there, this young woman named Flaca comes up to him, trying to grab his bag. But Flaca isn't really good at fighting, so she gets beaten pretty easily. Then, the Man grabs the knife Flaca had and tells her to take off her shirt. After that interesting encounter, the Man heads to a cafe. He tries to get the waiter's attention, but it's kinda weird because the waiter's avoiding him. It's like they don't want to serve him any food or drinks. So, the Man decides to leave and checks out a convenience store, but the cashier kicks him out. Feeling thirsty, the Man finally strolls into a bar run by this lady named Anna. He wants to buy some water, and he's ready to pay $100 for it. But Anna's not having it. She makes him put down 5 of those $100 bills before she gives him a drink. And get this, she tells him to drink it outside her bar. Meanwhile, in another part of town, there's this tough gang leader called Culebra. He's showing one of his new recruits who's boss by giving him a beating in some empty building. Culebra even tells the newbie he's got to kill someone to officially join the gang. Not much time goes by, and Flaca heads over to Culebra. She spills the beans about her failed attempt at robbing that foreign guy. Culebra's like, "Hey, why not join my gang? My crew can help you out." But just as they're talking, Sheriff Chief Espinosa shows up and interrupts them. Meanwhile, the Man is trying to score some bus tickets. But yep, you guessed it, the person behind the counter won't help him. And the bus he's hoping to catch is not available. Feeling lost, he heads back to the bar and starts chatting with Anna. Anna spills the beans to the Man. Turns out, the old lady selling bus tickets lied to him. The bus he needs to catch leaving at 2:00 p.m., not when he was told. It's way too late for him to catch it now. While they're talking, Anna can't help but notice the Man's bag. She goes on to explain that the folks in El Fronteras aren't too keen on foreigners. The Man's kinda stuck, so he begs Anna to let him crash at the bar. Anna's got a soft spot and agrees to let him stay in her barn, but just for one night. That night, while taking a break, the Man starts remembering what happened before he got to El Fronteras. So, here's the deal. He and his cop buddies were told by their boss, Lieutenant West, to nab a big shot in the cartel at the border. They roll up to this empty hill, but it's a trap. They're surrounded by a bunch of cartel guys they were supposed to catch. Quick as lightning, the Man grabs a gun from his car trunk. But sadly, his pals don't make it. They'd all get shot down right then and there. The Man, tough as nails, manages to survive, but he gets hit in the arm in the middle of all the shooting. After he takes down every last cartel guy, he grabs a bag loaded with money as evidence. And get this, he keeps a cartel guy who survived as a hostage in his trunk. He snaps out of his daydream and sees Anna with a knife to his neck. Turns out, Anna knows what's in that bag he's carrying. She's freaked out, thinking he's part of a drug gang or something. So, she kicks him out. She tosses his bag out the window, and wouldn't you know it, Flaca's passing by and grabs the cash and bolts. But the Man's quick on his feet. He chases Flaca down. Only thing is, Flaca's in a hurry and crashes into someone, making the bag go flying. The Man's all about getting his bag back, but Culebra and his gang step in front of him. They're not cool. They start passing the bag around, being jerks. The man's had enough, so he throws some punches. But their rumble gets cut short when Sheriff Espinoza shows up and fires a warning shot. Culebra, clueless about the bag's contents, hands it back to the man. He tells the man to get lost from the city pronto, or else he's done for. Now let's check out what's happening in another part of town. There's this group of American cops, and their big boss is Lieutenant West. They all head to this empty hill where the man had a big shootout with cartel folks. And hey, they've got some forensics experts who check out the crime scene and the bodies of the folks who got killed. As time goes on, Lieutenant West figures out that one of the cops he accused of wrongdoing actually ran off with all the cartel's cash. Meanwhile, the man is still hanging around El Fronteras, just chilling in front of Anna's bar. Anna walks up to him and starts chatting. She spills the beans about the town's history. El Fronteras used to be a cool place, all developed and with lots of tourists. But one day, bad guys like gangs and cartels took over. From that point on, they banned foreigners from coming in. Even the locals weren't allowed to talk to or help out foreigners who came around. Anna finishes her story and lets the man snooze outside her bar. Next day comes and Flocka sneaks up to the man who's still snoozing. She's still not giving up on that money. The man wakes up and figures out his bag's been swiped. He jumps up to chase Flocka, but whoops, he falls because she tied his leg. After he gets free, the man gets crafty and climbs up on the rooftops of houses to spot where Flocka ran off to. And wouldn't you know it, Flocka's there in the middle of the road, checking out what's in the bag. She's in shock when she sees the money. But then, out of the blue, the man shoves Flocka. Money flies everywhere, and it's like a big scene with all the locals coming to see what's happening. This whole mess even gets to Sheriff Espinoza after Culebra complains about it. So, Sheriff Espinoza tells Culebra to take out the man and grab that money. Over at the police station, West is trying to make his boss believe that the man is behind the killing of the 3 cops and cartel guys. He says the man's after the money, and he's asking for permission to go after him. West points out that since the man is from Mexico, it'd be easier to catch him. Meanwhile, the man's just chilling at the bus stop when bam, Culebra's crew shows up ready to off him. The man's not having it, snatches a gun from one of Culebra's guys and takes them down. But hold up, more of Culebra's men keep coming. All this fighting. The man misses the bus he was supposed to catch. On the flip side, Espinoza finally figures out that the man isn't just some random dude. He decides it's time to send his own crew to hunt the man down. In his office, Espinoza's gearing up with weapons to go after him. Back to the man, he's still duking it out with Culebra's gang, who are hot on his heels. Right in the middle of all this, Flocka shows up. She sneaks in and grabs the man's bag. She's off and running, with the man chasing her down. He warns her that if she keeps the bag, Culebra's crew will take her out. Flocka ain't having it. She's hanging onto that bag for dear life. She's even climbing walls to escape. And then Culebra's back, pointing a gun at them. He's about to shoot Flocka, who's still scaling the wall, but the man tosses a knife, making Culebra miss. Only thing is, Flocka gets hit in the leg, but just as Culebra's about to pop the man, Anna steps in. She whacks Culebra on the noggin with a brick, saving the day. Anna scoops up the man and takes him to her place to patch him up. Fast forward to the next day. Flocka's got a question for Culebra. She wants to know why he's out to get her. Culebra spills that it's cause she's not part of his crew. If she wants in, she's got off someone. Hearing this just breaks Flocka's heart. She walks away, holding back tears. Now Culebra swings by Anna's bar. He's got a demand for Anna. Hand over that foreign dude she's helping out. He's not playing around, says he'll kill Anna and torch her bar if she doesn't do it. The man's no dummy. He hears the ruckus outside and rushes to Anna's aid. But West's there too, holding a gun on the man. West tells him to surrender, and the man seizes the moment to question West's shady motives for setting him and his cop buddies up. West spills the beans that the man and his pals were too darn honest in their jobs, which messed with West's dirty schemes. After that, West drags the man to the sheriff's office. He asks the sheriff to toss the man in a jail cell. And get this, West hands over the bag full of money to the sheriff. The sheriff starts splitting the money up and tells West to use the rest to buy drugs. Let's jump ahead to the next day. Culebra shows up at the sheriff's office, wanting to know what's going on with the man. Espinosa tells Culebra that he's free to kill the man, but to make it a slow one. Culebra's all thrilled about the chance to take down the man, but wait for it, he's in for a surprise. When he gets to the cell, it's empty. The man managed to escape through the window. Once he's out, the man nabs a car and goes after West, who split town. They end up in a wild car chase, and it keeps going until the man crashes into West's car and slams into the border wall. But here's the kicker. The border guards who see the whole thing just bail. They don't want any part of it. West's in a hurry to grab a shotgun and hunt down the man. He's searching for the man all around his car, but the man's right behind him, pointing a gun. West's desperate. He tries to make a deal, offering to share the money he's got. He tosses the money bag at the man, but the man's totally done with West. He ignores the offer and takes West out with a gunshot. The scene moves to the night in El Fronteras. Anna's in trouble, caught by Culebra and hauled before the sheriff for teaming up with the man. And here's the shocker. Culebra's gang even set fire to Anna's bar. Things aren't looking good, and Anna's about to face execution. But the people of El Fronteras ain't having it. They show up in a big group, and the man's right there too, dishing out money to the locals. The residents are on the man's side, and Culebra's guys drop their weapons. But Culebra's not giving up. He sneaks through the crowd, gunning for the man. Flaca steps in. She stabs Culebra before he can harm the man. Seeing Flaca's move, the man's grateful. He goes over to Anna, who's lying unconscious by the bar. But out of nowhere, Espinosa smacks the man from behind, knocking him down. Lucky break, when Espinosa's about to shoot the man, the dog that the man saved earlier bites Espinosa's hand. The man grabs the fallen gun and shoots Espinosa. But Espinosa's not done yet. He pulls out another gun and points it at the man. Anna's fast, she grabs a knife and hurls it. The knife hits Espinosa in the chest, and he's done for. And here's the grand finale. The man takes Espinosa's badge and hands it to Anna. The whole crowd goes wild cheering. They all agree that Anna's gonna be the new sheriff. Fast forward a bit, Anna and the man tie the knot, and she reopens her bar. Lots of foreigners start showing up, and the city's economy starts booming. So, the moral of the story is even in a crazy world where tough guys and gangs clash, it's the unexpected friendships and alliances that truly save the day and turn things around. Stand up against injustice, stand with your friends, and unexpected heroes might just rise from the most unexpected places.